Le dossier Warren est donc un film basé sur des faits réels mais surtout, sur des personnages ayant vraiment existé et plus particulièrement, inspirés par deux familles. L'histoire se concentre sur les dossiers personnels du couple d'exorcistes, Ed et Lorraine Warren. Une affaire les a particulièrement marqués car terrifiante et dérangeante. Les Perron et leurs 5 filles pris au piège d'une ferme isolée, hantée par de redoutables et violents esprits démoniaques. Une petite vidéo précédant Conjuring, nous livre plus de détails sur ces deux familles, la plupart étant encore vivantes, l'affaire ayant eu lieu dans les années 70.
What are you guys?
Well, we've been called ghost hunters, paranormal researchers.
But we prefer to be known simply as Ed and Lorraine Warren.
I'm Lorraine Warren, and this is my home. We've lived here, I guess about 40 years now. This is where everything started. Everything started about our work.
Something awful happened here, Ed.
What is it?
Whatever Lorraine sees, feels, touches, it takes a toll on her. A little piece each time.
It's been quite a career, and I'm still involved. I'm still involved with hauntings, in helping people get through. It's a very delicate thing with certain people because they're very terrified and very frightened. But there's a lot of people that don't believe.
You have a lot of spirits in here, but there's one that I'm most worried about because it is so hateful.
Okay, so let's go in. I'll show you the house. There's a lot of pictures of us in the house. Here's one of the pictures of Ed and I.
You guys were inseparable.
Oh yeah, yeah, we were. We didn't do anything without one another. You're in probably one of the most haunted places in the world because of the things that are in here. Everything in here has been taken from some place where people were either killed or maimed or so many ways. So it's tragic for me, to even go in. People are very, very interested in the museum. And there's some people that are afraid to even go in. Right here is a conjuring mirror. Everything and anything in here we have investigated. Don't ever touch anything. And if you do, let me know. This is the worst thing in here. It's that doll. I'm not gonna stare at it though. So you can take the picture, but I'm not gonna stare at it because that has done bad harm on a lot of people. You have to conjure the spirits in order to get them. You're not going to get them by just walking around here.
And that's the one that's sort of depicted a little bit in this movie, correct?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's the Annabelle doll. Yes.
Father, and of the Son, of the Holy Spirit, amen.
What has been done is circular embolism, which is prayers, are said all the time, to pray.
And you have a priest to bless.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Yes, oh my God, yes. I can't do that.
It's November 1st, 1971. I'm sitting here with Carolyn Perrin, who, with her family, has been experiencing supernatural occurrences.
The children were badly affected, really badly affected. That's a terrible place, honey. That was a very, very, very bad place. It's not easy. It's not easy, You see things and experience things. It's more comfortable now. It's a lot more comfortable for me.
When the music stops, you see him in the mirror standing behind you. Look what she made me do.
Si Ed Warren est décédé en 2006, Lorraine Warren elle est âgée de 86 ans. La femme a dédié sa vie au paranormal, particulièrement car elle est douée d'aptitudes psychiques exceptionnelles. Elle utilise son don de médium pour détecter tout signe d'activité paranormale. Le couple a toujours travaillé en étroite collaboration et cela, même après la naissance de leur fille Judy. Les Warren ont par ailleurs créé la NSPR, soit la New England Society for Psychic Research, en 1952. Excusez-moi de mon mauvais anglais, mais je pense que vous aurez compris. Une façon de se faire connaître et d'être plus accessible aux personnes ayant besoin d'aide. Cela leur offre aussi une très grande couverture médiatique. Ils auraient pu passer pour des marginaux, mais le fait de systématiquement documenter leurs affaires par une quantité de preuves irréfutables, comme des vidéos, photos et textes, cela leur donne une grande crédibilité aux yeux de tous. Tous ces indices sont d'ailleurs exposés dans le musée que nous voyons dans la vidéo. Un musée paranormal, et dans sa propre maison, sympa, non? Lorraine Warren apporte toujours son aide aux personnes prises au dépourvu face à des phénomènes paranormaux. La femme a d'ailleurs été consultante sur Conjuring, les dossiers Warren. Cela a permis au film d'avoir une réalité saisissante, une réalité qui aurait quelque peu débordé sur le tournage du long métrage.
What looks to be a welcoming home, nestled in the quiet town of Monroe, holds a very unwelcoming presence in the backyard. Tony Spera is the curator of the New England Paranormal Research Center and also son-in-law of the famed Seekers of the Supernatural, Ed and Lorraine Warren. Through the Warrens' well-documented career, they have researched over 3,500 paranormal cases, and one of the most infamous being the story of a very innocent-looking Raggedy Ann doll.
This, of course, is Annabelle, the cursed doll. And there was a movie made about it called Annabelle, and she was also featured at the beginning of the Conjuring movie. This doll was given to a nurse in Hartford in 1970. She lived in an apartment with a roommate, and the mother of the nurse gave her this doll for a birthday present because the girl liked dolls. She was about 28 years old. You can even see on the doll, if you looked really close, you could see a little bracelet on her arm. So they would treat it as a little girl. One day they woke up, there was a piece of parchment paper on the floor, and on the parchment paper, written in pencil, it said, "Help me." Nobody owned parchment paper. Nobody knew where that note came from. Now the girl said, wait a minute, someone's probably coming in this apartment. So they set up a little thing where they would put scotch tape on the door of the apartment. They would place the rug just in a certain location to see if anyone was in that apartment when they weren't home. Well, they weren't. No one was in that apartment. Nothing was moved, except the doll. The doll would move.
Evil erupted as the fiancé of the nurse, Lou, had a dream that he was being choked by Annabelle and awoke to throw the doll all the way across the room, when suddenly
4 slashes appeared on this young man's chest and stomach. 4 on the chest, 3 on the stomach, and you could see actually the blood coming through the shirt.
After being called in for an exorcism of the doll, Ed Warren later confiscated the doll and protected it in his museum. But the evil ensued when a Hartford priest visited the Warrens' home.
So he brings the priest down and starts to explain about Annabelle. As he's explaining about Annabelle, the priest quickly walks over to the doll, almost like Lou, the fiancé, grabs the doll, throws it across this room, and says, he proclaims, God is more powerful than any devil or demon, just like that. And Ed didn't know what to do. Ed says, Father, I just got through explaining, do not touch that doll, it's dangerous. On his way back to the rectory in Hartford that evening on Route 84, he never made it to the rectory. He went almost head-on into a tractor trailer with that new car. And miraculously, though, he wasn't killed. But the car was totaled. And he called later and spoke to Lorraine. He said, you know, the last thing I can recall is looking in the rearview mirror and seeing the image of that doll staring back at me in the mirror. Then I lost control.
But the interactions with Annabelle haven't always ended the same, like in this case of a young man who rode his motorcycle to the museum.
The young man runs up to the glass case and starts banging on the glass like this. And he says, you know what? This is a bunch of hooey. This isn't real. If that doll can put slashes on anybody, do it to me right now. He challenged the doll. Ed said, son, you and your girlfriend, you have to leave. I can't put up with that. You go right now. So the kid is leaving with his girlfriend, a young man, about 20. And he's smirking and laughing about it as they leave. Again, he never made it to his home. 3 hours later, that young man that came on a motorcycle was dead.
Despite all of the very frightening supernatural events, believe it or not, some people still want to get their hands on the doll.
One person sent me an offer for $1 million. And I said, I'd be totally irresponsible to sell you that doll for $1 million. He writes me back and said, how about $2 million? I wrote him back, I said, the doll is not for sale at any price. It would be totally reckless and irresponsible to let that doll out into the public realm.
Creepy.
You know, real life is scary.
It
Scarier
is.
than the movies.
Maybe next time you can go to the museum with me and we can,
No.
No?
Absolutely not.
You sure?
There isn't enough money in the world.
Not even $2 million?
Well,
Yeah. All right, now let's reconsider. Hey.
Le tournage du film, Conjuring est inspiré de faits réels. D'étranges incidents se sont produits durant le tournage de Conjuring. Les dossiers Warren. Un fait pas si surprenant que ça pour Lorraine Warren. Cette dernière a averti les scénaristes Carey et Shada que des forces surnaturelles tenteraient sans doute de les empêcher de révéler la vérité. Et des faits troublants, il y en a à l'appel. Des parasites sur les lignes téléphoniques en permanence, des objets qui tombent ou qui se déplacent comme par enchantement, mais un fait extrêmement troublant. Lorsque les Perron se sont rendus sur le plateau, Caroline Perron manquait à l'appel. Une des filles déclara alors, sans hésitation, qu'elle ne serait pas surprise que quelque chose de grave lui soit arrivé. Quelques minutes plus tard, elle a reçu un appel de sa mère lui annonçant qu'elle était tombée et s'était fracturé la hanche. Une atmosphère qui a de quoi marquer le quotidien de tous ceux qui ont travaillé sur ce film.
We're headed down into the cellar. Give us a sign that you want to communicate with us. I think it's important to remember that you're talking about a time where nobody knew anything about this stuff. No internet, it wasn't Hollywood tricks.
We may be drawn to a very real, supernatural world because we're meant to be a part of it.
You picking up anything in here, hon?
Something awful happened here, Ed.
What is it?
I think Ed was fearful in the beginning.
Whatever Lorraine sees, feels, touches, it takes a toll on her. A little piece each time.
You would attract energy to you that really could be harmful.
Mom and Dad tell me that you have a friend.
His name's Rory, but I think something bad happened to him.
That house had extremely heavy feeling and was the personification of evil.
Follow me. This way.
From the director of Saw and Insidious.
Certain families can move in where phenomena has taken place, but it doesn't affect them. Other families can move in and hell breaks loose.
Mommy? Do you see it? I get my own room.
Oh,
you
really?
can't hear the yellow. I called it in the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10. First clap.
Let me try with pleasure hands.
Clap. I'm gonna get you now. I can hear you breathing.
You took your blindfold off. I win. I was in Christine and Nancy's room.
Girls, it's way past your bedtime.
Who is that?
Who's ever down there? I'm gonna lock you in now.
Ah! Help! Andrea! Help!
êtes dans ma maison. Allez-vous-en tout de suite.
Non, ce n'est pas votre maison. Maintenant, dites-moi quel est votre nom.
Je m'appelle Bill Wilkins et j'ai 72 ans.
Qu'est-ce que vous pensez de cette voix?
Il a l'air désorienté. Il est sénile?
La voix sur cet enregistrement est celle d'une petite fille de 11 ans. Ils appellent ça l'Amityville anglais. Cette famille a désespérément besoin de notre aide.
Après tout ce que nous avons vu, il n'y a plus grand-chose qui puisse nous ébranler. Mais ce dossier-là, il me hante encore aujourd'hui. Est-ce que tu as l'impression d'entendre cette voix dans ta tête?
C'est plutôt comme si elle venait de derrière moi. Comme si elle se servait de moi.
Tout va bien, Janet?
Ne m'appelez pas Janet.
C'est une petite fille adorable. Qu'est-ce qui lui arrive? Un esprit malfaisant essaie de la forcer à commettre le péché ultime. C'est-à-dire un meurtre, le suicide, ou bien les deux. Dites-moi que vous nous croyez.
Tu sens une présence?
Non, aucune. La seule chose que je sens, c'est leur peur.
Lorraine! Chérie, tu saignes! Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
J'ai eu une prémonition, j'ai vu ta mort.
Qui est-ce?
Les membres de cette famille ne sont que des pions. Quelque chose d'inhumain veut te tuer. Si on ne fait pas marche arrière...
Non, laissez-nous tranquilles!
Tu vas mourir.